We are working on Eric's Deadbolt today. We are fitting up a new body. Deadbolt chassis is set up on a 12.0. We've got to stretch it to a 12.3 in order to make the body fit like it needs to. I've got the body trimmed. I still need to get the Dremel down and clean up some of the cuts. Just got it clamped together. You see my clamps in there. Just got it clamped together. It does bolt together. It's a two-piece body. Before I start painting it, I'm going to take these and start laying in some of the areas where the trim will be, like around the windows, windshield, and on the back window as well. This is going to be a clipless body. This is the body itself. It's the 85 Toyota SR5 Hilux. Well, might be a little Hilux envy there. And not going to disclose a paint color until he gets it, but I will tell you that we will be utilizing these body stripes. This thing has not been converted to anything metal at all. All of these links are plastic. When we put it back together, it will have full metal suspension links front and rear. Body is done, and it's not perfect. He and I are of the same opinion. This crawler, it ain't gotta be damn perfect, but I've done as much to it as I possibly can. Parts are on the way. Then we'll make the body mount and put it on. But yeah, it's gonna be clipless. All right, so now we're getting really close. He brought the tires and all the parts over. You got metal sliders underneath, and there's a lot of adjustment that I gotta make. New shocks are 100mm shocks. It's still a little bit tall. Did put the links underneath the truck. Still gotta put the receiver box and mount the ESC, but it's starting to come along. And there is a roll bar. Now the roll bar's in. There's a 6 LED light kit that needs to go on it, 4 across the roll bar. We're going to take the remaining 2 and incorporate them into the bumper up here somewhere. He went with the right tires, and that's a knockoff of a Super Swamper off of Amazon. And if you notice anything, so are the wheels. The wheels are in George, I believe. He in George, a hobby soul. And notice on those wheels, there's 7 lug nuts. RC 4-wheel drive, I believe those are 5s or 6s. They went with a 7, and the only thing I can figure is that they did that so they didn't get their asses sued. So we got a little bit of an issue, but it's nothing bad. You see here where the bolt holes are to mount these lights on, and then there's a locator hole behind them. And the problem we got now is that, let's see, the locator pin, hopefully it'll show the darn, there it is anyway. You see that little stub has got to go in that tiny hole. That tiny hole is way tiny. So we got to take the super duper magical make a hole bigger tool and put this in there. We're going to open them up and get these buckets mounted. And then I know I'm going to have to do the same thing on the actual mounts where it goes into the bed. Also, I'm going to try to open it up to where I can put something, just a regular cab head. I don't know what damn size it is, but I'm going to put something bigger than that. I knew that. So all the buckets are assembled with the mesh on the front of them. And so what I did is got them assembled, and then I drop a little, I put them on these clamps and then hold them up, and I drop a little dab of glue right there at the top, and it basically just walks around the whole scene so you don't get any clouding on the lenses. Do this before I can actually mount it to the roll bar, and then we're going to set it to the side, because the next thing I got to do is take this receiver box off of the original floor panel. The other one that came with the kit is a decent box, but there's no seal, and there was no seal in the bag either. And then on top of that, when you get it put together, there's a gaping hole in the front that would just about be impossible to. You could seal it up, but it would probably look crazy and just nasty as all get out. So this is a no bueno. So it's over to the side. So we're going to use this one here, cut it out. There's a lot of cutting and smoothing to do here. This is just basically as a fail safe. So should the truck get under, underwater, nothing gets into that receiver. So not happening, Mr. Enjoy a raggedy freaking receiver box. It's mounted. That's all I can really say. They send you a plethora of screws, none of which have any kind of directions of what goes where or why. Did the best I could. Kind of lost us last year's Easter egg, but we got her. That's just bothering me right there. I don't know if you can tell, but like if you're looking at that main hoop, the right side is like a hair taller than the left. But they're on there. I don't think it looks crazy. It's just a little bit taller than I think it ought to be, but there's really no way to fix it. The only thing I can see is that the first time this truck rolls over, it's like those are gonna, it may damage them if not snap one off. But I just got to open the holes up for the mounts, get those in the bed. But I'm not going to do that until I actually get the mount for the body ready. I need to make sure I got clearance for everything. But just got the axial receiver box off of the stock slider pan and cleaned it up the best I could. It's not perfect, but there's no holes, and so we should be able to take it and put some 3M two-side tape on this, some of that 75-pound tape, and mount her somewhere in there, and then put the ESC on the other side. So I had to go back to the original shocks because the shocks that he got, let's just say they weren't the best in the world. One of the shafts was bent, so Chinesium strikes again. But anyway, I know this mount system looks crazy, but this is what we're using right here. And then there's tabs in the body as well where it hooks to. I'm in the process of running the lights for it at the moment. Let me get this thing. I've got it wired. I know it's not the cleanest, but there's nothing I can do back here. I do have it going into a piece of spiral loom and through the bed. Still got two to run out towards the front that I'm going to have to extend. Then he's bringing some stuff over. We're going to mount the receiver box, the ESC, wire everything together, cram the body on this thing, and send it out the door. In the meantime, on the inside of this body, you see this metal tape here. There's two layers of this metal tape, and the reason why is where I'm having to move the electronics. The ESC will be on one side, and the receiver box will be on the other, and it's going to be really close as far as the tolerances and any kind of room around them. So I'll just put this on this inside of the body right around where it's going to sit, and that should aid in against any scratching on this paint. Damn light bar's bright. The two in the bumper's cool. Yeah, I like the two in the bumper. That's sweet. Yes, sir. Fellas, so there she is. She's complete. It was a fun project, and it turned out really nice. Now there's some small adjustments. He's going to order new shocks because the shocks that he got turned out to be not so great, but for now it looks pretty good. It's a little high in the rear end, but we can make adjustments there whenever he gets new shocks in. All in all, I'm satisfied with it. Turned out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to be. He's tickled with it. Did that little bitty run video last night, and got more coming this weekend though, taking all the trucks to some really big stuff. So I know this video was a little longer than normal, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe if you hadn't. And we will catch you guys on the trail. Take care. Any fucking thing to say at all?
When you're first place, what can you say?
This is crazy.